a smooth brainer? Or a brain smoother? Subscription.
Brain Street.
Help girl, I drifted out to sea. Wow, 22. That's the me number.
Just another day in the life of Jimmy Nutrin. I don't know who I am. Hello. Welcome. I have my internet back. Jimmy. Uh-oh.
Wow, the moment I start talking, the fucking bitrate ate shit for a second there. I dropped a bunch of frames. Just as I was saying, I have internet. Maybe that's the keyword, is to not say that. We're gonna hope. Okay, it's literally eating shit again. I love internet. I love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. We will see how it goes, apparently. If I'm lucky, it will cooperate. Maybe that was just a hiccup. I don't know. But if the internet's gonna eat shit today, again, I'm gonna be sad. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to give it another minute or two to see if there's any more kinks to be worked out. And then if I feel like it's gonna stabilize, then we'll get moving. Okay, I think we've waited long enough. It's not the addition of my voice, is it? Like, speaking aloud isn't the thing that's making it scream and go, oh, I have to stop. All right, I think I should be okay. Yeah, I should be okay. I should. Not will. Should. Alright. Let me crank the music down just a little bit. Alright. There we go. Alright. I need brain music. What's good brain music? Is there brain age music? Brain music. I'm gonna just Google brain music. Study music, alpha waves. Alright. Copyright free brain music. Songs to fill an empty head. Okay. Ah. Yeah, okay. Sure. So, I guess with that, I'll go ahead and get cracking here. I keep looking at that dropped frames number and making sure it doesn't get bigger than 1928. All right. So the first test is a general benchmark. Make sure all my faculties and reflexes and everything are in check. And I've done this before. It's been like a year though, or more, since I last did one of these benchmarks. So I gotta get my tune up. So let's see. Let's get started. All right, first is reaction time test. All right, the average reaction time is 273 milliseconds. All right, click anywhere to start. All right. Okay. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. There we go. My stream on the right is actually fucking me up a little bit. All right, save score. That's 246. That's is that Totem? Is that Totem? Totem or Bop? Is that Totem or Bop percent? Is this bottom or top percent? Like, am I top 32 or bottom 32? A higher percentile is better. Ah. All right, reaction time ain't looking so hot, I guess. Hold on, let me. My stream on the right was kind of distracting me. Let me try it again. Here we go. All right, how was that? That wasn't much better. It was better, but it wasn't much better. All right, 236. I'm gonna keep it. I have to train my streamer reflexes. No cheating. Well, when I have green from like 30 seconds ago flashing on my right, when I'm waiting for it on the left, I think that's fair to start over on. All right, sequence memory. Memorize the pattern. All right. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Right? Yeah. Shit. Oh. Oh, that was bad. All right, my sequence memory is not looking so hot either. That's actually just always been the case. I'm not very good with memorizing that kind of shit. All right, chimp test. Am I smarter than a chimpanzee? If it's numbers sequences, I'm really fucked. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is that what is that all you wanted from me? Is to get them in order? Oh, I see. Oh, that was, wait. Can I want to start over. Shit. All right, I'm getting worse as we go down the line. I'm way worse than a chimp. Aim trainer. Hit 30 targets as quickly as you can. Okay, hold on. Let me sit upright for this one. Hold on. All right. How was that? Was that good? All right, that was really good. Okay. That was 57th percentile. And 420. So we'll keep that number in there. That one's fine. I'm pretty happy with that one. Typing. How many words per minute can I type? I don't know. I've hardly typed today. Oh, this music. Swear to God, I think this music might be hurting me more than it's helping. Let me try over. When someone thinks of Australia, they tend to picture hot deserts and dangerous animals. And the country is also home to some of the cutest creatures on the planet. The koala is one of them. A tiny, fluffy bear that looks like it wouldn't hurt a fly. It feeds entirely on leaves, and even though it chooses plants with a lot of proteins, still not enough.
MasterGir banana dance.
Don't distract me. This is why the koalas sleep up to 12 hours a day. They just don't have the energy to do anything else. Oh, whatever, man. 70 words per minute. That's actually my best thing. The 70 words per minute is actually my best. Somehow. Please stop at 69. Alright, if I'd had 69 words per minute and 420 milliseconds on my aim, you know, that I would have probably just stopped the stream altogether. Okay, I dropped a few more frames there. What the fuck ever. It's okay. Piece of fucking shit. Piece of fucking shit. Piece of fucking shit. Nintendo shit cube. Piece of fucking shit. This is my Nintendo shit cube. This is my PlayStation 2. This is my cube. This is my PlayStation 3. Plus, this is my Xbox 360. This is my cube. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation 3. The reason I call it 360. This like this means nothing to like 99% of you when I'm singing this shit. Piece of fucking shit. I'm actually gonna distract myself long enough to show you that. Hold on. What should you get? Oh, I don't remember the rest of it. Pissy, that's what it was.
This is my Nintendo shit cube. This is my PlayStation 2. This is my cube. This is my PlayStation 3. Plus, this is my Xbox 360.
This is my cube. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation 3. The reason I call it 360. Chocolate chip cookie on the shit cube. The reason I call it the shit cube. Xbox 360. Piece of fucking shit.
My PlayStation 3.
Piece of fucking shit.
Nintendo shit cube.
Piece of fucking shit.
My PlayStation 2.
Piece of fucking shit.
This is my Nintendo shit cube.
Alright, now you know why I was saying that. Verbal memory. I will be shown words one at a time. If I've seen a word during the test, click seen. If it's a new word, click new. Textual. New, new, seen, new, 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 new. The music is making this so hard. That seemed terrible. Yeah, that was terrible. This music, I think this music is genuinely making it worse. I have very bad memory. I have very good long-term memory. You give me anything that I have to remember for like about 30 seconds tops, I'm fucked. I can't remember shit. And the rest of this is memory. Average person can remember 7 numbers at once. Can I do more? Probably not. All right, 9. I was 9. 16. 700. 8335. 42919. 42919. 759657. 759657. 759657. 4198863. 4198863. 813-813-79035. 8. Oh no, I already forgot. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh shit. 2377-14540. 2377-14540. 237-14540. Okay. 6775 677-5241 867. 677-5241 867. 67. I don't remember. Number memory wasn't too bad. Number memory wasn't too bad. I think the only reason I'm all right with number memory is working cashier. So I have to remember certain codes to a certain extent, money that I have to give back, and then also growing up sniping Steam keys so that I can get video games because I didn't have money. You know, those things will train you on how to quickly remember numbers that you gotta punch in as fast as you can. Visual memory. Memorize the squares. Fuck. All right. Yep. Fuck. I don't remember. Fuck. Fuck. Whatever. All right. So let's see. So my typing isn't too bad. My typing is all right. My number memory is okay. Actually, my typing's pretty damn good. My number memory is okay. My aim is okay. My reaction time could use some work. Sequence memory, visual memory, verbal memory, and chimp memory are all not doing so hot. So those need some work. Fuck. All right. Well, that's my baseline for how I am. So in the future I need to work on my memory. I need to start doing some puzzles or something. They need a YTP memory category. Like I said, you give me something long term, I'm good. You ask me anything short term, I'm fucked. I have terrible short term memory. All right. Personality test. We know how I am practically, but how am I personally? I gotta check up on that. Gotta make sure my personality hasn't degraded to the point that I'm a fucking monster. All right. You missed chimp test. What is it? It shows you a sequence of numbers, and then the second you click on the first number in the sequence, it hides what the other numbers were, and you have to remember which numbers were where in what sequence. Chimps are really good at that. Humans are fucking terrible at it. All right. Begin assessment. What the fuck is all this? Oh, I feel like I'm applying for a job. I feel like I'm about to apply for fucking PetSmart. Maybe I am. I'm the life of the party. Neutral. I feel a little concerned for others. It depends on who it is. Neutral. I'm always prepared. I get stressed out easily. I have a rich vocabulary. I don't talk a lot. I'm interested in people. I leave my belongings around. Yes. I'm relaxed most of the time. Have you ever done a would you escape my wizard maze quiz? What the fuck does that mean? Would you remember what I said about my typing? Try to find your way out of my wizard maze. This? I'll do that later. All right. I have difficulty understanding abstract ideas. I don't know what that means. I'm having difficulty understanding that abstract idea. I feel comfortable around people. Depends on who it is. I insult people. Depends on who it is. I pay attention to details. It depends on what it is. I worry about things. It depends on what it is. I have a vivid imagination. Yes. I keep in the background. Sure. I guess. I don't know. I sympathize with others' feelings. It depends on who it is. I make a mess of things. Not really. I seldom feel blue. I'm not interested in abstract ideas. I don't know what half these fucking things mean. I start conversations. A lot of these are like, it depends on the situation. I can't just give it a blanket yes or no. Shaping up to be a piece of white bread. Well, shit changes based on situation. I'm not gonna be like, I never want to hear an abstract idea. I always start a conversation. The wizard one's 109 questions. Tab closed. I'm not interested in other people's problems. Yeah. I get chores done right away. No. I am easily disturbed. I have excellent ideas, absolutely. I have little to say. Yeah. Wizard one's worth it? No, not for 109 questions. I have a soft heart. Yeah. I often forget to put things back in their proper place. Yep. I get upset easily. Not really. I do not have a good imagination. I have a fantastic imagination. Thank you very much. I talk to a lot of different people at parties. I could not tell you the last time I went to a party. I'm not really interested in others. I like order. I change my mood a lot. Not really. I'm quick to understand things. I don't like to draw attention to myself. Actually, generally, yeah, not really. I take time out for others. Yeah. I shirk my duties. I'm gonna go ahead and just ignore that one. I have frequent mood swings. I use difficult words. Now, what does it mean by difficult? Does it mean I use big words that other people don't get? Or I use words that I have a hard time understanding? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't mind being the center of attention. Actually, really, I usually do not. Dreaming, I think, is the only exception to some of these things. I feel others' emotions. Not really. I follow a schedule. God knows I try. I get irritated easily. Nope. I spend time reflecting on things. I'm quiet around strangers. I make people feel at ease. Well, that's not for me to decide. That's for someone else to say. I can't just be like, oh, everyone feels so at ease when I'm around. Everybody loves me. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're saying. Did I just say I don't get irritated easily? All right, now you're irritating me. I do get a little irritated. I don't get mad, but I do get irritated. I am exacting in my work. I often feel blue. I'm full of ideas. Yes. You have completed the personality test. Just a few optional questions before your results. Were your answers accurate and can they be used in our research? Absolutely. Would you be willing to answer a few more questions for our research? 3 to 6 minutes? No, thank you. All right. I'm having a hard time understanding. So, intelligent.
Incoming!
Thank you, Goof. So what is this? This is intelligent and emotionally stable and agreeable. I think.
19.
I think that's what this is saying, right? Mostly intelligent and emotionally
Hands.
stable. I'm not unhinged. I'm decidedly not unhinged. These are my in-game stats. Factor 1 is labeled as extroversion by the developers. Individuals who score high are outgoing and social. Individuals who score low tend to be shut-ins. What's the highest score you can get? 100? That doesn't seem right, though, to say 100. I think I got a median score. Like a middle, like a kind of score. I get extra points in medicine and small guns? Okay, cool. All right. Factor 2, often referred to by other names such as neuroticism or negative emotionality. In these two cases, interpretations are inverted. Neuroticism and negative emotionality can be of as the opposite. Can be though of. All right, they fucked that up. They misspelled it. So I assume a low score would be bad and a high score would be good, right?
Disco Elysium character sheet.
It feels like it. All right, factor 3. I don't know. These are a little hard to understand, but agreeableness. A person high in agreeableness is friendly and optimistic. Low scores are critical and aggressive. I guess I'm agreeable. I like to think I'm agreeable. Conscientiousness. Individuals who score high on this are careful and diligent. Low scores are impulsive and disorganized. Yeah. Yeah, I've had days where I go to like another town because I woke up with a craving for a food I haven't had in 6 years. It's just like I woke up, it's like, that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna go do that. It's also why I'm not allowed to go near claw machines. All right. Intellect/imagination. This factor is also called openness to experience. People who score low tend to be traditional and conventional. So you have indisputable proof that I'm not a conservative. 14th percentile means 86% of respondents are more agreeable. Well, the bars are confusing then. How is 14% here, but 57% is here, and then 29% is here? I don't understand the bars. Bars raw score number is percentage of people with a lower score than me. Oh. So I'm completely unagreeable. I disagree. All right, well, that's my personality, I guess. This quiz sucks balls. I kind of agree. All right. Now I need to test my my raw talent. I got to test my raw talent now. Let me just get a song here. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let's see how talented I am. Oh, it's so somber. Wait, oh, wrong button. Minus 0.55. Oh. The rhythm was bad. I should try speeding up. I was pretty accurate, but I was incredibly slow. Let's hear how it's supposed to go. This rhythm ain't much better. I agree. Fuck them. You see, the hard thing about doing this is a real piano has all the keys laid out in a straight line. Going back and forth between numbers and keys and shit for combos of that's not fucking easy to just do quickly. What the fuck are they doing? Now do classical gas. Nothing found. Naruto? Can I do the sad Naruto music? Yes, you can. Oh my god. Shut the fuck up. All right. Look at the fucking, I like have to type out some whack ass shit like I'm typing in the world's longest game key. All right. How do I do a... Oh. How am I supposed to do a capital Q but lowercase ka? I don't get that. Oh, 92. I don't get it. All right, hold on. Key assist. Keyboard keys. On. Note labels. That doesn't help me. Highlight keys. That also doesn't really help me. Highlight keyboard. Okay, I guess I can try. I hate this website. Virtual piano. Virtual. Pianoi. Piano. Is there a better virtual piano? One that doesn't have like dipshit fucking inputs. Error occurred using Unity content. Looks like it's loading just fine to me. I guess I don't get, hey, I know this one. I don't know these extras it's doing. That's really bad. This piano website kind of sucks too. Online pianist. Wait. There it is. Ah, okay, I'm a genius. All right. Online penis, lol, haha. Fuck it, whatever. What's next? All right, I've done faculties, I've done personality, I've done skill.
Musical genuise.
What else is there? What else is there left to test, right? Pitch test. Perfect pitch ear training test. Okay. In this exercise, you'll hear a single note. Your goal is to identify the name of the note. For best results, practice a little bit every day. All right. Simple with C, D, and E. Leave 0 for never-ending quiz. How about we give myself 5 tries? All right. Is D? Okay. Is D? Okay, that was C. E. Okay, C. No, D. Okay. Okay, I guess I don't know pitch. Let me try again. E. D. C. Fuck this. Alright, I can't do pitch. I get it. Test my sense of pitch. Alright, they're having trouble finding that website. Tone deafness test. I never music. No, I never did. I never learned any kind of music at all. You think you're tone deaf? No, I'm probably not tone deaf. Have I played this game before? No. Think about how you feel while you listen to music. Yeah. How good do you think your music listening skills are? Remembering melodies, hearing out. All right, see, I'm pretty good at that because I think I'm just pretty good at it. Yeah. Listen to the tone and turn up the volume on your device until calibration is done. Press any key to continue. All right. It's not really relevant, I don't think. Why do you need to know this? I'm getting doxxed. Do I speak any other languages fluently? No. Do I have a hearing impairment? No. When you're singing, can you tell if you are out of tune or off key? Yes. Can you tap in time with a musical beat? Yes. Am I wearing headphones? Yes. Alright, let's actually play some notes and ask you questions about them. Help us calibrate the audio for your device and your headphones. Da 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 da. We will ask you which one was the quietest, which one was softest. One. 2. 3. 3. 3. 2. Tell us about the place where you are playing this game. I'm in a somewhat quiet place. I'll be using the D and U keys. Okay. Play some sounds. Sometimes the sound will go up, and sometimes they will go down. Press any key to continue. The first example will go down. Press any key to listen to it. Okay. Next one will go up. Press any key. Okay. All right. So I have to tell it when the pitch is up and when the pitch is down. I got it. All right. 1 for practice. This will go down, so you should press D. All right. D for down, U for up. Gotcha. Okay. I think I get it. Oh, I have to do it quickly. All right. All right, great work. Just so you can press the up or down arrows to respond instead of pressing. Well, why didn't you have me do that in the first place? Shut up, Tori. You're making this hard. Is she gonna yell again? Bet she's going to yell. I can there it is. I could sense it. All right. Oh, wait. I'm doing awesome. Heads up. Test is going to get harder now for the rest of the test. Some tones will be so close together that you might not hear them change direction at all. But they will never stay the same. They will always go up or down. Tori, you're making this hard. Listen carefully. If you're not sure, it's okay to make a guess. All right. Ah, that one was hard. All right. All right. Okay. We have just a few questions before we compute your score. On an average day, how much time do you spend making music? Using music or singing. This could be by yourself or with other people. If I'm just singing by myself through the entire day, I'm maybe a total of like a minute and a half. How much time do you spend listening to music or watching music videos that include music? Oh God. Videos that include music? Probably 2 to 4 hours. That's really hard to say. I've experienced chills or goosebumps in response to music. Yes, sometimes. Have you ever taken music lessons? No. Thank you for your skill at making music, using music instruments. How would you rate your own skill? I have no skill at all. Do you think you have perfect pitch? Sometimes people refer to this as absolute pitch. No. 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 When you were little, how often did your parents sing to you? I don't know. Please check areas in which you feel you have more talent, ability, or training than the average person. Visual arts, painting, sculpture. Yeah, sure. I don't want to toot my own horn. Don't want to honk my own clown. Scientific inquiry. No. Entrepreneurial ventures. More than the average person. I guess maybe. Technically. And maybe visual arts than the average person, sure. Go listen to music for pleasure? Where's the sometimes button? Yeah, I guess. For how many users have you listened to music for pleasure? Fucking, I don't know. Let's see. Born 1 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years, 5, 6. Let's just call it 20 years. In the last month, have you sung, such as with a choir? No. Do I have an illness? No. Was the highest level of education? Again, this feels like I'm getting doxxed now. I completed high school. How'd you describe your race? I prefer not to say at this point. I prefer not to say. Would you like to participate in a follow-up study? Please enter my email address. No. You listen to 32 sounds. I guessed 31 correctly. I did better than 98% of people. My average speed was 0.8 seconds. Get a load of that shit. I fucking know pitch. I am not tone deaf. When I sing or make a noise that sounds out of pitch, I know it. I can recognize it. I'm not just like a dumbass. Look at that shit. Download an image of my score to share. Hell yeah, I'll do that. About 4% of the general population tend to perform poorly on a test like this. Huh. How about, okay. Now that I've done the music. Ah. All right. I have an idea for a test. Color, what is it? Color range test? Or is it's a color hue test. Was it this first one? I accept all cookies. All right, let me actually gotta get to my desktop and change my night light mode so that I get true colors on my screen instead of the slightly orange ones. All right. So the first and last color chips are fixed. Drag and drop the colors in each row to arrange them by color hue. Okay. This is a bit of a process here. No. God damn it. God damn it. All right. No, that's wrong. Yeah, that first one looks right. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, yeah, that one. That one looks right. Right? Yeah, that looks right. All right. That one also looks right. Whoop. Yeah, that looks right. A lower score is better, with 0 being a perfect score. What more is there to say? What more is there to say?
Hey, you!
Oh. MasterGir Pog MasterGir Heart.
Wait, what? Hold on, y'all don't even see anything. I'm looking at OBS and it's like, there we go. Hey. I fucking cheated. No, I don't know what happened. OBS just like forgot what program I was using. Why did that happen? Anyway, look, you want me to do it again? I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Maybe look over at my stream on the right, make sure it looks... All right, I'll do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Oop, that's wrong. Oop. We seeing movement over there? All right, you're seeing movement. Fuck. Yeah, this looks about right. Oh, what is that? Score 0. Score 0. I win. Doctor, fuck you. I know sounds. I know colors. What more could you want from me? What more could I prove to get it across? Taste? I can't do a taste test on the internet. I can do sight and sound. I can't Akinator. Akinator is challenging a computer. I guess I could do Akinator. That's just think of the most obscure thing you can. Which is, I don't know. Akinator. Akinator kind of freaks out on whenever I'm streaming Firefox. Yeah, it's like you guys can't see it, but this shit is flashing on my end. Oh, it is freaking the fuck out. It's really hard to look at. Why is the site blue now? I think it's been this way, hasn't it? All right. No. You want me to guess myself? How about I guess myself? I'm a character. I'm a real character. I don't play soccer. I'm a boy. I'm real. Am I a famous YouTuber? Not YouTube, no. Well, I'm gonna click I don't know. Have I recorded albums? No. Am I known for Minecraft gaming? No. Am I an actor? No. Do I have a bald head? No. Am I a gamer? By definition, yes. From Twitch.tv? Yes. Am I white? I mean, yes, but I don't know if that's gonna really factor into any of this. Fortnite streamer? No. Have a beard? A little bit, but that's not like common knowledge. Esports player? No. Do I play Nintendo games? Not really, no. From TikTok? No. Drive a car? No. Like slushies? They're okay, but they're not what I'm known for. Played Henry Stickmin? No. I play Pokemon, don't lie. It's so infrequent, though. Do I show my face a lot? God, no. Am I older than 18? Yes. By a factor of 10 years. Well, I guess 11 this year, actually. 11 in a few weeks. Does my character play horror games? No. Have a snake logo? No. American? Yes. Cuss a lot? Yes. Did I not just say above 18? Who? Whoa, he got it. No. Yes, continue. From proper break time? No. Has your character created a game? No. Live in Australia. I just told you America, dipshit. Numbers in my name? No. 600,000? No. Do I despise Stan Marsh? Let's put I don't know, because who the fuck would ever care? From High School Story? No. Involved with a Blizzard game? Fuck no. Associated with fruit? No. Play Grand Theft Auto? Probably. Linked with an animal? No. Like a gaming series? No. Gay? No. In a love triangle? Who fucking know? What is that? How is any of this relevant? Does my character have any rings? Like the shit you put on your hands, or like Sonic rings? No. Does your character run a gaming channel? Yes. Kind of. Yes, mostly. Play Minecraft? I just told you no. Play GTA 5? Probably. I've actually played Minecraft, but that's like a couple times. This guy's talking like constantly. Am I chubby? No. Am I gigantic? No. Have I fallen out of a chair? I'm not Germa. No. He was absolutely heading towards Germa. I don't know what High Five Studios is. Was a character designed after 1941. Now, are you saying was I designed after the date of 1941, or was I designed inspired after the date of 1941? Because, yeah. I'm gonna put I don't know. Do I work with elves? Do we count do we count that one on Wayne's streams? Slump? I'm gonna put I don't know. Linked with cleaning? No. Who? No. Use a face cam? No. Play The Sims? No. I don't have 300 subs. Linked with WWE? No. Does my character personally know me? Yeah, but it doesn't work for this, so I'm gonna do this. Over 100,000 subscribers? No. Am I a furry? No. Is my character a soldier for some years? No. Have an eye patch? No. Ever come to my house? No, I'm gonna put no. I've told you no! Earphones? No, I use headphones. Yes, but again, that's not relevant. Have I carried... This, how would this be relevant to anybody? From YouTube? Probably. Go to the same school as you. No, I don't go to school. Am I a performer? Yeah? Twilight? No. Mighty Med? No, I don't even know what that is. No, I don't go to school. No, I don't play basketball. No, I have nothing to do with food or purple. I am over 20. I am not Muslim. I'm not a runner. I don't use a Switch. I'm not linked with sports. I'm no. Who? No. Moron. Yeah, this guy. I win. I'm getting my own answers wrong. Well, it's different when it's yourself and it's like, does he go to your... Have you seen him in real life? And it's like, the average person playing this responding is going to say, no. But it's me. So yes, but it's going to skew the answer because of that. So I have to answer as if I don't know me is the problem. See if you can guess Bulb. That doesn't challenge me, but I already won, so... I literally said no to animals, but I have Tori. Oh, well, I guess, yeah, I hadn't considered that. Alright, I'll see if you can guess Bulb. Just real quick. I don't want to be on this website too long because the flashing is driving me fucking crazy. He does not play soccer. He's a boy. Why is soccer the first question and boy the next? Is he real? Yes. Is he a famous YouTuber? I don't think Bulb counts as a famous YouTuber, no. Is he an actor? I don't know if I would count him as an... I wouldn't call him an actor either, because this is probably talking Hollywood actor. Recorded any albums? No. No. Is he famous? No. Again, when it's saying famous, it's talking like 4 mil YouTube subscribers or has been onto the Walk of Fame or some shit like that. Part of my family? No. No. Yes. I gotta say Twitch and not YouTube. Have any kids? No. Yes, he does. Is he a teacher? No. Is he more than 40 years old? No. Do we live in the same house? No. Dressed like a man? Yeah. Is it a friend of mine on Facebook? No. No. I don't know. No, I told you he doesn't. One of the bad guys? No. Have an animal features? No. Right-handed? Probably. No, Balp does not date Justin Timberlake. Are you gonna make a guess based on this already? So, huh? One of my acquaintances. You made someone had like a shitty blanket guess and it's still wrong because he's not an acquaintance. He's not an acquaintance, he's my friend. So no. So get fucked. Not from Facebook. Whoop, sorry. Is he linked with sports? No. From a multiplayer game. He's not from a game. I've seen him in person. He's not a starter Pokemon. He's not linked with drugs. Doesn't live with a sister. What the fuck is inanimate insanity? That sounds stupid. Not a babysitter. Doesn't have a tail. Not afraid of orca whales. Older than 20. Not from Watch Dogs. Not from Ori and the Will of the Wisps. He's never come to my house. He's not a secret agent. He does not have authority on me. I mean, you want to get technical, yes, but no. Associated with Tom Clancy, no. Some kind of doctor, no. Is his job done indoors? Yeah. An artist? Probably. Does he play bowling? No, he's terrible at bowling. Linked with food? Yes. Work in a restaurant? No. My coworker? Technically, but we're going for more specific. Come from the internet? Yes. Linked with video games? Yes. From Guam? No. No, he has not sent garlic bread to space. Does he play Nintendo games? Does Balt play Nintendo games? Like, does he play them consistently? Not he did it once. Not really. Not a lot. Then no. Is he from South Carolina? No. A spirit? No. 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 Yes. No. No. Yes. Yes. I don't know. No. 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 Yes, for like the third fucking time. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. No. Illumination Entertainment. It's Gru! No. From a video game? No. Is he an esports player? No. Has Balp attempted human transmutation? Probably. No. From located in California? No. Almost bald? No. My internet friend. Again, you're technically, yes, you're right. He is my internet friend. But we're looking for a specific fucking person. Bulb. Yeah, here we go. Dumbass. Dumbass. Alright. No, don't play again. This flashing is killing my eyes. Ugh. How about a quick, Dagoth break?
Dagger welcomes you, my sweet persistent friend. To this place where destiny is what you come unprepared. Never a bar, friend or traitor, come and look upon the heart. I wait for you up the stages on your next incarnation. What a
Grand innocence. You get the pulse under, so naive, shame on you. Star on dig out there, and oh my god, there's no escape.
So come to me and bring a radar through fire and war.
Where we last met. Dig out there.
Welcome to you, my sweet persistent friend. To this place where destiny is made.
Why have you come unprepared? Never a bar, friend or traitor, come and look upon the heart. I wait for you countless ages on your next incarnation. What a grand innocence. Did you get the pulse under? So naive, shame on you. Sorry, dig out there and oh my god, there's no escape, so come to me and bring me fire.
Fire and war, we last met.
Dagoth. That's Dagoth fan fiction. Right there. Look it up. I love this video. Whew. Well, that was that. I think I've tested myself in any way I can. How about like spot the lizard? Can you find the lizard? Here. There's like one of these daily. Right? Found the lizard, that's what it is. Alright, let me open up this image. Can I find the lizard? I used to be really good at finding lizards. I've gotten a little bit worse. Because I haven't lived in an environment where there's a bunch of them. Well, no, I mean I have, but not like grassy environment. Let me get this larger version of this image. Where is the lizard? Wow, I don't see it. You found the lizard? You found it? Is it on the rock? I don't see it. Oh, wait. Is that it? Yeah, here it is. I found it. There's the lizard. Boy, that was a toughie. Oh, wait. You guys don't see my mouse for some reason. Here, maybe I can zoom in. Yeah, there we go. You see it dead center of the screen now? Wait, you see my mouse now? That was weird. Yeah, see? Right here. Oh, shit. Metopia music. Alright, well, there was that. Alright, How did anybody find that so zoomed out? If you're used to spotting lizards, you get used to the pattern of a lizard's body shape and can spot them a little easier. I'm out of practice, so I had a harder time. But if that's like something you do constantly, you fucking don't even need to try. Now what are we gonna do? I got through that a lot faster than I thought I would. Geo? You want to Geo guess? Hold on. Let me make sure. Oh. What's this? Let me get rid of that real quick. Let me make sure this is all logged in and ready to go. Yeah, it's ready to go. All right. Yeah, we can geo guess a little bit. Let me change the stream to that. I fucking cannot type to save my life today. All right, let me kick back, relax a little bit here. Have a drink. I do not have a drink. So let's do a quick BRB actually before geoguessing. Get a snack, get a drink, get yourself set up and ready to go. I'll be right back. I'm back. Oh, all right. And I'll give some people a chance to get back to the computers before I do anything. How about play that? How about play the music again? Let's just sit here and take a bite. I'll take a potato chip and eat it. I like chips. Is it the spicy chips? No. Here's the thing I have discovered. Lay's has a flamin' hot chip, like a plain like it's a regular potato chip. It's got flamin' hot flavoring on it. Last year they changed the recipe, and it went from having this like pepper, like this nice spicy pepper type flavor, to like shitty vinegar, like bad Tabasco flavor. It was fucking horrible, and everybody fucking hated it. And I think it was actually back in May they changed it back to the way it was originally. It even says it's like, oh, the flamin' hot you love is back. And so I noticed that yesterday or the day before. I was like, oh shit, they're good again. Let me get these and make sure that they really are. And I started eating them, like, holy shit, they are. They're good. These are the ones I liked. These are the ones I missed. However, I have discovered that in the like year or so since they changed that recipe, my stomach does not like pure spicy anymore. I had maybe a serving, a single serving, and you know a serving on the bag is full of shit, but I had like a serving on the back of the bag worth, and my stomach was like, oh god, what the fuck are you doing? It was like I set off like a cherry bomb in there. It fucking hurt. I was like, okay, nope, I can't. I can eat spicy, but not like pure capsaicin, like the flamin' hot shit. So, they changed the flavoring back, but I can't eat them. They just hurt me, so I cannot eat them anymore. Which, you know, it's a shame, but they're not good for me anyway. So, I'll finish this bag over the course of a week. The chips I'm eating now are just, what are these? Sour cream and onion. They're fucking good. I love sour cream and onion. That's my age catching up to me once I'm 30. Once I'm 30 next year, I'm not going to be able to eat half the shit I eat now. Can I not rebuild a tolerance? Well, I don't think it's a matter of tolerance. I think it's a matter of I probably have a stomach ulcer. So, you know, I shouldn't be eating as much spicy stuff as I do in the first place. So, you know, I need to cut out the spice in my life anyway. Anyway, let's play GeoGuessr and stop talking about my gut health. But I need another chip though. Hold on. Damn, that shit good. Oh, and would you like to know what I'm drinking? I am drinking. What the fuck is it? What am I drinking? Hold on. I got, what is it? Here it is. Yeah. This is white cranberry strawberry juice. White cranberry strawberry juice. This shit is so good. It's got like 4 times the amount of sugar I should be consuming in a day, but god damn is it good. it's called white because it's something that a white person would drink. I don't think so. I think this is something good for anybody of any creed, origin. Just anybody in the world could enjoy this. It's not just for crackers. And the chips? Let me tell you, and the chips? Even she's screaming she wants some. White cranberry strawberry drink sponsorship. No. And let me also tell you, sure, you can get like ocean spray if you want. Don't. You can get this shit fucking Walmart brand, tastes just as good, costs way less. Anyway, GeoGuessr. Remember GeoGuessr? Remember when I was talking about playing GeoGuessr and not just fucking around? How's the stream looking, by the way? Have we dropped any frames? We have not dropped any more frames. Knock on wood. God knows I say that shit and it instantly turns red. GeoGuessr. You know what version of this I like to play. I like to play the, where is it? Streaks. I like to play the Streaks version. Streaks version is more fun because you don't have to get so specific. I tend to get caught up in the minutia of trying to get as close as possible, and it kind of slows things down when I'm on the normal version. With the Streaks, I can just kind of look around and go, yep, this is Georgia. Yep. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Let me look around. Yep, this is Georgia. I knew it was Florida, but I had to do that. Because look, this is even, holy shit. Dude, this is like down this, well, maybe not down the street. This is like near where I used to live in Florida. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's so close to where I used to live. I used to live somewhere over here, but this is like so small that that's like a 15-minute drive. Crazy. You got your hometown in GeoGuessr once? That would be wild. All right, play again. GeoGuessr tracking my location. I haven't lived in Florida for like 15 years. It's okay. That's why I didn't mind saying how close I used to live around there, because it's like half the people I knew there don't even live there anymore. Maple Hill, unincorporated. Metal roof. Lots of greenery. Maple. It's definitely somewhere deep northeast. Maybe not deep northeast, because these are some big hills. Definitely somewhere northeast, but not, maybe not deep northeast. You'd say Oklahoma. I'd say you're fucking wrong. Boggs natural gas. Producing and drilling. Appalachian. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Appalachian. James Ralph Heater. I love playing GeoGuessr on stream because half the time I'll be like in the middle of nowhere, like a place I've never seen before. Completely unfamiliar, and someone in chat will be like, holy shit, I go here all the time! .304. Aw, Nintendogs music. I kind of want to say Virginia. Yeah, I kind of want to say Virginia. Or West Virginia. One or the other. Same, literally the same place, but just a border makes the difference. Well, this is just guess number 1, so I'm gonna take my shot. Ah, see, I told ya. I fucking told ya. It's a literal 50-50. Yeah, it was not anywhere else. That was very Virginia-esque. Going this way kind of fucking sucks. Where in the hell is this? This could potentially be northeasterly. I got a barn. Yeah, I'm thinking this is also northeastern. I gotta get a better look at the landscape or something. I always guess northeast. Look at this shit and tell me this isn't the northeast. Like, come the fuck on. This is the northeast, bro. I fucking live here, I know. Oh, this is the northeast. This is like this. Now, I was saying, oh, I don't want to say deep northeast on the last one. I'm gonna say deep northeast on this one. Oh, yeah. This style of house, you generally do not see outside the Northeast. I'm talking Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. That other one that's up here that I forget. Wait, that's the wrong one. Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. Oh yeah, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Yeah, Massachusetts. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. I forgot your state. Oh well. I forgot Balp State as well. Oh, the road looks a little too well maintained for me to call it Maine, is the thing. So it might be Vermont. Oh, but there is a completely collapsed barn here, so maybe it is Maine. Oh, maybe this is Maine. No, there's green license plates. That's not Maine. Maybe it is Vermont. I don't recognize the green plates. That's Vermont plates for sure. Gotta be Vermont. Okay, if people recognize that. Yeah, see, that's what I figured. See, oh, he always says it's northeast. I say it when I say it when it looks like it. This is, see, this is Midwest. Or Pennsylvania. What the hell is this music? Yamaha, Kawasaki. Ribiki. Whoa. You hear her? Did you hear that? Did that come through on the mic? She's barking in her sleep. Hater. Hey. You dreaming? I shouldn't have woken you up. That was mean of me. Anyway. I forgore. Hey, maybe she was barking at something that was scaring her. Maybe I did her a favor. You don't know. Blood Rock. I really am not quite sure. I have a general idea of the region of the United States this is in. I don't know what state in particular it is. Wonderland Tire Company. Chimera Land. Restore. Oklahoma. Y'all say Oklahoma. Oh, they got Culligan. Hey, Culligan man. Traveling to the four corners of Chimera Land. This seems like a long, straight road of fucking nothing. I might just call it Oklahoma to be done with it. I'm gonna call it Oklahoma to be done with it. It was fucking Michigan. Alright, I'll take the L. I was not guessing Michigan. I guess I don't really know anything about Michigan, huh? Okay. Again. I should let people know I'm on GeoGuessr now. Hold on. Because I didn't give any indication I was going to be doing this tonight. Oh, there's a new Best of the Worst Black Spine. Oh, I'm gonna have a good night after this. Fuck yes, sir. Do not leave to go watch that if you're that kind of person. You stay right here until I'm fucking done. Uh-oh, I have no idea where this is. South. I actually I don't know. There's a lot of birch. A lot of birch trees. So the birch is actually making me want to say, yeah, it's birch and these really spindly, like, I want to say it might be more southerly. I mean, there was a boat, so they're... this makes me... This might be a bit of a shot in the dark. Yep. Okay. What the fuck? Why is this going so slow over the bridge? Are they scared? Oh my god, I just want to go see what that sign says. Maybe they're not going slow and it's just that long of a bridge. Fuck. Okay, now if that's Missouri state line, but is that going into or out of it? Missouri and Nebraska. All right, maybe that's going out of Missouri into Nebraska. Right? I'm gonna assume it's Missouri into Nebraska. It was Nebraska into Missouri. God damn it. Ain't that some shit? I have a compass. Fuck! You're right. All I had to do was look at the compass. I'm a moron. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 yeah. I knew I recognized this font. You know where I recognize this font from? And I want someone in chat to tell me if they think they recognize it. And don't give me like a font name. Tell me where you think I recognize this from. Yes, instantly. Terraria. You fucking got it. This shit is the Terraria font. Holy shit. Hold on, look, hold on. Look. Look. Where's the capital F? Alright, see that capital F? Get that picture in your mind? Look. The capital J. Look at the capital J. Capital J. It's just the fucking Terraria font. It's literally the Terraria font. That's awesome. Okay, we need to get out of this town. There's too many Blue Lives Matter flags. What a dump. Sounds southern. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in the south, maybe. South Carolina. I could believe that. What the fuck? Oh, it's because it's duplexes. Oh, this headset's hurting my ears. But where in the south is the thing? Sparkman. No Jake breaking? What the fuck is Jake breaking? Do they mean like air braking? Oh, I think they say that. On Jake breaking. Yeah, it's the air braking in the truck. I don't know. I've never heard it called Jake braking. Georgia? I kind of feel Georgia on this one. Yeah. Brushy Creek. Come on. Come on. Come on. This place sucks. Alright, wait. What's this? I'm calling it Georgia just because I'm tired of being here. Arkansas. Yeah, that's about right. This is the reason the West has no water. What are you fucking growing? Apples? Pears? Go fuck yourself. There's trees, I think. Good one. St. Jude. Wait, there's a St. Jude out here? Oh, it's a church. Like, for the actual Catholic church. What a Catholic church. Yowza. This might be Nevada. It's a little hard to say. They all kind of look the same out there. New Mexico? It might be. It might also be New Mexico. I can't move. There we go. If I can find a phone number somewhere, that actually would solve it for me. It's gonna be a hot minute before I get somewhere where the phone number is the thing. Mountains in the back make you think Cali. Oh, that's true. Eastern California also just looks like this. It's like near impossible for me to tell the difference between Eastern California and Nevada. Arizona. Anyone recognize this? Anyone been here before? El Camino real? Jesse? A baby, I'm the bird. Baby daddy's worst nightmare. Catch me by the Claire, I'll be right there. Fellows copy everything we say. Louis frames, eyes lower than my GPA. Riding and swerving. Kush, I'm blowing. I need to get out of this fucking mall. Yo, I recognize this up ahead. No, I don't. What the fuck is that? I thought that was a ramen restaurant. Hillsdale. Where the fuck am I? Do we have a state flag somewhere to save me some trouble? I'm in Cali. This is Oregon. Oh. I'm not sure where I am. I've never been to no, that's wrong. I have been to Oregon, but I haven't been to a major city in Oregon. This is not Oregon, by the way. I can tell by the landscape. I'm in hell. Maybe. I'm calling it California. Yeah. Ah, that's why. Okay. Hello? Okay. Murder shack, I guess. Yo, look at
You are
that.
in the blur dimension now.
That's a whip. All right. Boing, boing, boing. I kind of want to say Kentucky. Boing. Boing. Deaf Georgia. You're that certain? I don't know about that. What the fuck is this? What am I hearing? Oh, it's Shantae. Yeah, I've never played a Shantae game. I own one, but I've never played it. Could be North Carolina. Maybe.
Huawei.
Thank you, Kniebly. Let's catch up to this guy on the bike. Nerd! Haha, I sent you through a time warp. Oh, I'm trapped between dimensions. It's my hubris. Yeah, I think this is Kentucky, honestly. How many wheels do you need, buddy? Okay, that's better. Well, maybe it's not Kentucky. I don't know. The big ass mountains are throwing me off. Maybe it's North Carolina. Could be Tennessee. Maybe. It's definitely like this area. All right, Fearful Housing, you are certain it is Georgia. It was New York. We were all wrong.
Hey, you!
Looks like your mom.
I can't even give you shit because we were all wrong. Nobody thought New York. I need more chips. The parts of New York that exist outside NYC are the most obscure parts of America. It's easy to forget how much of New York is just like the woods. Oh, that's a good drink. All right. Welcome back, male wife. Where the fuck are we? This is... I'm gonna try to guess from just this spot. This is... green plate. That's definitely a New York plate. This is... Pennsylvania. Fuck, it was Vermont. Oh, I'm out of music. Hold on. I actually don't want this one. Yeah, this'll work. All right, here we go. Huh. Am I familiar with KPM? Kills per minute? Whoa, 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 whoa. Go back. I want to see that guy's whip. Damn, buddy. You drive that? Hot Wheels ass car? Yeah, for sure. Greystone. This feels... Dixie Pig. Alright, well, they're not gonna call anything Dixie north of, like, North Carolina. So it's southern. A big ass church, southern. I'd be surprised if Virginia. Well, they got a Circle K, so I still think it's southern. York County. Wait, hold on. Wait. Is that a bird or is that a state? Yeah, it was South Carolina. I just barely caught that. Ah, it was outside of Charlotte. Charlotte. Park and ride. This is Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania. Millinocket. Fuck, wait, no! This is Maine! I was like, Millinocket, wait a minute. I know Millinocket. Paris Farmers Unit. We're in France. Texas. You think it's Paris, Texas? You sure? You sure about that? Look at the temperature. Look at this sign. Somehow I don't think the northeast of Texas. I don't know. I'm really doubting that this is Texas right now. Look, this place. Okay. I was gonna make a joke about, oh, there's a Paris in Maine. This might be Maine. It was Maine. Again, twice. What are the odds? Maine sweep. Oh, it's Maine. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Ba da da dum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Ba da da dum. Ba da da ba da da. This is a pretty tree. This might be Texas. In fact, well, I don't know actually. That little stream there just threw me off. Whoa, this place is blurry. Yep. Maybe it is Texas. Anyone? Is that a Texas plate? That looks like a Texas plate. These look like Texas plates, actually. Do you concur? I think this might be. Texas plates are black and white now. Yeah, but you don't know how old these street view pictures are, is the thing. It's just Maine again. I don't know. Alright, maybe it's not. No, maybe it's not Texas. .208. I don't recognize that area code. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Wait, hold on. Hold the fuck still. Great Snake River, Green Belt. Where's Snake River? You know Snake River? What is this a state or is this a town? Idaho, Idaho, Idaho Falls. This is Idaho Falls, Idaho Falls. Northeast. Washington. Oh, you know, you were talking about the last place. By the way, because of the dropped frames we had before, some of you might find it useful to just pause and resume the stream real quick to maybe alleviate any gap in time that you might have accrued. Especially if you've been here since I started. And I apologize if you get ads from doing that, by the way. I don't know what the ad situation is these days. Look at the corgi! Just a little guy. He's just a little guy. That's... What the fuck is this house? There he is again! Where the fuck are we? Does this sign have any useful information? Welcome home. Thornwood. Wait, was there a number? Dive in movies? Oh. Huh. This whole driveway, you're parked on the lawn? What are you doing? You see what I see? Jesse! It's real! It's real! Nice lawn. Yeah, these are very groomed lawns, I will say. Well, not this guy. Whoa, get out of my face. What you doing? What you playing? Are you putting down the red wood chips, huh? They cut him in a weird moment. His arms are like stretched out behind him. Oh, he's gone. His job's done. I do not know where we are at. Where the fuck are we at now? I don't know. I'm so confused. I have never seen a place that looks like this. It's kind of strange. It's kind of odd. Where the fuck? Where the fuck? Where the fuck? Where the fuck are we at? I do not know. I am lost. I'm confused. I don't know where in the fuck we are at. Where the fuck? This place is scary. I don't know where the fuck this is. It's got like features of like every state. We're in fucking Springfield. Where is this? Literally looks like it could be anywhere. It's Illinois. I'm calling it Illinois. Springfield, Illinois. Fuck. What? We're outside of Atlanta? That's fucking crazy. What was the name of the place we were at? What town was this? Noonday. I don't know. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Oh, fuck off. Who the hell's ever gonna click Rhode Island? When I see the cornfields, I cry a little bit inside. Yeah, sure, whatever. Look how far I was off from being right. Go fuck yourself. Can we just ban those states from existing? Up, up, up. Cool. Thanks for the free guess. Bum, 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 bum. Tuttle Park, Columbus, Ohio? Yep. This is Epic Yarn music. I've never played Epic Yarn. It was a baby game. I don't play baby games. Oh, well, fuck you. Nice. I have no idea where this is. I don't like this place. It's confusing. What the hell are these roads? Where am I? Wheaton. This music combined with this area makes me feel like I'm in fucking purgatory. That's not a bad place. The fucked up roads and brick houses make me think probably northeastern though. This might, you know what? I'm actually gonna just call it. This is Massachusetts. Or Maryland. 50-50. 50-50. 50-50. Whatever. It's all the same to me. I see corn and I no longer want to guess. I see infinite flat and I no longer want to guess. Root. Yeah, that's Illinois. Okay, cool. Save me the trouble. Oh, fuck. Nevada. Arizona. Fuck! Come on! Where the fuck are you going? Presidio National Golden Gate National Record. Brother, where the fuck have you left me? This is somewhere I wake up and I'm missing a kidney. Bozeman. Yeah, this is deep south, I want to say. American Indian Institute. Maybe not. Montana? You screamed Montana like it could be no other choice, so I'll go ahead and hit Montana. Ha! Nice. Good job, hot male wife. I'm glad our chat currently has male wife and hot male wife. There's also small male. Is small male here? I don't know if small male is here. If we can get small male, male wife, and hot male wife all in here. Ooh. Get them to fight. A family. Lexington. Where's Lexington? Where's Lexington? I know it's just a street and I have no reason to guess it. But Kentucky? Alright. There's a lot of kudzu. That sign says Lexington. It's Kentucky. Fuck! That's a lot of red mud. I don't know where the ground is this red. Oh, yes I do. It's Utah. Apparently it's Mississippi. Damn, I can't even make a dirt check joke right now because I just fucked up my dirt check. But this is Georgia. I need to hang my hat up. Where is this? That it looks this sandy. I've never seen it look like that before here. Never in my life have I seen that before. I've never been to the Sebago Lake, to be fair. Next to a lake. Yeah, that's what I get for trying to be a smart ass and just going like, oh, I know where we are. We're here. If I'd taken the time to look around, I would have known where that was. Virginia. That's the second time in a row it's been Indiana. This is a dead end. I feel like I've been here before. Oregon? Maybe. That's an interesting stop sign. Wait, hold on. Okay, never mind. World's smallest stop. It really is. That felt more like something you'd see in like... Wait a minute. Was I seeing shit? Hold on. I think I might have been seeing shit. Oh, I was seeing shit. I thought there was a deer. Like from back here, I thought there was a deer in the road. You too? Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Virginia ass house. We're in like a... Yeah, we're in like a special neighborhood. I don't want to be here anymore. What are we thinking this is? This place is making me uncomfortable. I'm getting a bad vibe. Shot in the dark, Minnesota. Oh wait, maybe this sign will tell me. Litter trashes everyone. I read this wrong and I thought it just said like litter trash everyone. Fucking Lutherans. Oh, no wonder they're sponsoring this road. South Carolina for sure. Okay. I don't want to be here anymore, so I'll take a guess. Nice. You were right. What do I got against Lutherans? Nothing. Tippling Rock. Trademark. Whoa, that's a red maple. Where? Hello? It just stops. The road just ends. I've never seen it just like a hard stop end like that before. Like, not a road this big. They're just like, never mind. This is probably northeast, by the way. I know I feel like a broken record saying that, but it's got features. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's an apartment complex. Oh, all right, let's see. What do we got? Damn, that's some cheap ass gas. Cranston and Providence. That's how you know it's northeast. What you want for gas? Oh God, if only. Yeah, northeast. But where in the northeast is the question. Let me look at your plates here. Can't gleam anything from there, and they're too white. I need a phone number. Not this one. Stop and Shop. I've seen Stop and Slops. Massachusetts or Rhode Island. Yeah, maybe. Rite Aid? Oh, I'm even more convinced it's up here. Rite Aid is gone, though. This This is painfully northeast? Yeah. Oh. Oh no, it's Georgia.
That was great help, thank you.
Water.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Sand, for once again gifting us water. Oh, I have no idea where this is. I mean, I have a vague idea, but... Oh, God. Fuck, it's rough because it's not distinct enough in any kind of design or architecture for me to say a specific state. It does feel a little bit more along the lines of Massachusetts, yeah. Also, yeah, no, A&W is a national chain. That's not super good indicator of where you are. I think I might have to settle on Massachusetts here. I'm gonna say Mass or Pennsylvania. It's Mass, Pennsylvania, or New York. What did I say about Rhode Island? Who the fuck is ever going to... Oh yeah, Providence, I forgot. That's my bad. I forgot about the Providence thing. Man, fuck Rhode Island. Ah. Yeah, it happens every time. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. This music is honestly putting me to sleep. Oh, Lord. Alright, somebody has to have been here. There's too many people in chat to have not been to whatever city this is. Wow, looks great. God, this is depressing looking. Fuck. That was Shreveport. I don't think anyone guessed Louisiana. You put me on a fucking bike path? How am I supposed to figure anything out from this? What the fuck, dude? Shit, I don't know. Can I get off the bike path? Whoa. Did we run someone over? What happened? Bro, what the fuck? This is impossible. I don't know. Fucking Minnesota. Yeah, how the hell was I supposed to know? I was in a fucking bike path. Whoa, it's cold here. Apparently. They got a big ass trampoline park. Good for them. They have one of those live zombie escape rooms. That's funny. I was actually just talking about one of those recently. Wait. What is this store? Oh. Sioux Falls. Oh shit. Where's Sioux Falls? Is that Wisconsin? I don't remember. South Dakota. That's okay. Ah, yeah, there you go. Oh. I might have to wrap up soon. I'm getting really sleepy. Remember, I can recognize perfect pitch, but I cannot produce perfect pitch. Whoa, I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy not just because it's late, but I got this soothing music. I'm doing something really like mundane, and I haven't gotten a solid night of sleep in over a week. So I'm falling asleep. Where is this? Where is that? Wow, looks great, guys. I get that you ran out of materials, but come on. Sleep. Oh, hold on. I'm not done. I missed the corgi. Wyoming? This feels like Wyoming. It was Idaho. Alright, how about... three more guesses. We'll do 3 more guesses. Navy Street. Fuck! Alright, 2 more guesses. Fuck! That was close though. I'm gonna boost that. 2 more guesses again. I need to not just like instantly pick something. Oh, what is this? What is this? Lobby theme from Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, I never played Diddy Kong Racing. Racing. I never played Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong racist. You thought it was WarioWare? I thought it was too, is the thing. What city is this? What city is it? Tell me, you have to tell me, what city is it? Somebody knows this. Baltimore? San Antonio? Alright, I'll look wait. Forgotten for country. Wait, hold on, flags. Are they out? Hold on, I think the van? What about the van? What about the van? The van. Des Moines, Idaho, right? Where the fuck is Idaho? Is that in Idaho? Iowa. Is Iowa? Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah. One more guess. One more guess. Idaho, Iowa, I don't give a shit. Oh, that's a good sound. I like that. You need to give me props. I recreated that crunch noise like perfectly. Yale sale? Did someone see a Yale sale sign? Hold on. Oh, no, I see. You tricked me. Wait, hold on. Wait for it. Fuck, I was too slow. I don't know where the fuck I am. Every time I hear the crunch, I want another chip. Wherever it is, it floods. It's cold. Maybe this is New York. You think this might be New York? Wait, you wanted me to turn the car around? Why? Massachusetts? Gotta be Maine. It's not Maine. There's a Halloween yard? Where? Oh. Okay, that doesn't help me. That's not it. Was it further back or is it up ahead? I don't care. I don't care. Sorry about your Halloween yard, but I don't care. That wasn't the Halloween. It's huge. I have to go back. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Wait. Is this the right way? Oh, this is the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Oh, well. Yeah, we're lost. Guys, I think we're lost. No, wait. No, we're not. Because there's those people again. Alright, how far back? Was it back here on this road? On this, like, freshly paved one? Oh, here we are. Oh, okay. This is what you want me to see. Oh, rip. Better censor his face. I don't want to be able to identify him. Nice. What is this? Landscaping. This shit never ends. I want to get out of Sherwood. I'm calling it New York. Fuck! That didn't look anything like this. They're wrong. That was actually not there. They're making shit up. I'm gonna load up the credits here real quick. And then, I mean, shit, it's late. We'll see if we can find someone to raid, but we'll raid someone. And I'm going to bed. Because I'm half asleep as it is. What's this song? This is Options from Mario Kart Wii. Alright. Boom. Boom. There's credits. I would like to also once again thank everyone that was here last stream, and if I remember correctly, I had a hard time getting credits going on that one. I don't remember what the problem was, but thank you anyway. As for today, though, thank you everyone that showed up today and hung out and had a good time. Starting with Tie-Fi Die at 27 months of resubbage. Andrew Isn't at 4 months. R Maple with 100 bits. Dead in Miami 12 months. McHigh 22 months. Hick Flame 23 months. Sorrow of Aria 10 months. Nisak Tango 6 months. Goof with the Raid. Sarah Murphy with 19 months. Goof with the 28 months. That's a lot of months. Professor Pangloss 15 months. Lesbianist 20 months. Sophie and Socks are alive. Okay, I gotcha. Chris Side, 12 months. Noodle Machine, 15 months. Knievely, 6 months. Wesley, 22 months. And that's everyone. Again, thank you very much for coming out, hanging out, helping me check myself before I wreck myself. Let's be honest. Look, let's be honest. All right. Hopefully, I'm glad the internet didn't completely fuck up. All right. Shut up, dude. Who do you feel like raiding? We do have options. There's Sophie. There's other. That dude doesn't need it. How about... Yeah, we'll raid Sophie. We're gonna raid Sophie. Alright, y'all. I'll see y'all again on Friday, assuming the internet doesn't eat shit again. Friday will be about 3 o'clock. I have a couple things that I might do. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Might be VR, might not. We'll see how I'm feeling for the day. But yeah. Y'all have a good night. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.